Okay. So, how do you build emotional safety with your partner? You know, it depends on the history of your relationship and how new the relationship is. But let's assume that nothing horrible has happened. There haven't been any big betrayals. And you're just, getting to know one another. You want to be safer and safer. The way to do that is to create little tiny, I hate to say it, but tests of the relationship. For example, see if you get a cold or you get the flu, how does your partner react to that? Maybe tell your partner about one of the stresses of your workday or dealing with the kids and see how your partner deals with that. Do they feel supportive? Do they feel comforting? Do they feel validating? Or do they feel challenging? Do they feel more, I don't know. Let's see. Do they feel more critical? That is one way of gauging safety. Another, this is kind of a novel way of seeing whether you can be safe with your partner, go travel together. That's one of the best things to do. Go on a road trip, right? And maybe set a place where you want to go on the road trip as your end point, but take a week, if you can, away from work, and just go drive somewhere. Go to Montana, go to California, go to Boston, go anywhere, and see how you deal with the stresses of relationship during that trip. Because a lot of times, people will get uptight during trips, or they get goal driven. They got to get there by a certain time or whatever. And you don't want it to be that way. You want it to be more relaxed, calm. See how the two of you control what music you listen to or what podcast you listen to. Is your partner flexible or are they not? Do they have to have things their way? See how your partner reacts if you're starting to get hungry on the road, your partner isn't, and you want to stop and get a snack. There are all these little tiny ways that we see if our partners have our backs. And that's really what emotional safety means. Will your partner have your back when you get sick, when you're down, when you're actually really depressed, when you're stressed, when you're happy, when you're joyous, when, you want some adventure, you want to do something by yourself? Will your partner have your back? Will your partner be cool with you going out just with your friends? Will your partner be okay with you taking up a new hobby? Will your partner be okay with you going back to school if you want to pursue a different learning path? So those are ways to see whether or not your partner will have your back. And that's really the key to emotional safety. Trying out these different little ways of expressing yourself, of being yourself, and seeing, okay, how does your partner respond? And mind you, emotional safety doesn't mean perfection. Your partner is not going to perfectly be there for you. If they've got a big work assignment they've got to complete and you want to talk to them about an issue, well, they may say to you, sorry, honey, I can't do it now. I really need to postpone that conversation until I finish this assignment. Okay. All right. So that's not perfectly having your back in the moment you want them to, but they're still willing to have the conversation. That's good enough. So emotional safety means most of the time, maybe 75% of the time, 80% of the time, they've got your back. but not in perfection. Don't look for that because nobody can do that, including ourselves. Be patient. But at the same time, really see what happens and see if you can trust your partner.